Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel. My husband had a unique request in the bedroom. What happened and what to do with me is an unbelievable romantic story when my husband leaned in with that familiar spark in his eye and a simple but unexpected request. I never imagined how much it would change our relationship. What began as a playful idea turned into a moment that rekindled our connection, opening doors to a deeper love and a closeness we hadn't felt in years. Here's what happened when he asked me to try something new in the bedroom, and why it brought us closer than ever. It was a calm, quiet evening, and I had just finished getting ready for bed. I was about to slip under the covers when my husband Mark entered the room. There was a playful spark in his eyes and a smile on his face, a look I knew so well. Mark had always been one to surprise him, finding little ways to keep our marriage full of life and love. But tonight, there was something different about his expression, something deeper, almost intense. That made me pause. Mark slowly made his way toward me. Never breaking eye contact, he had this gentle way of moving. But tonight there was also a sense of purpose in his steps which made my heart beat just a little faster. As he stood in front of me, he reached out and brushed a stray piece of hair away from my face. I climbed into bed, feeling the coolness of the sheets, watching him with anticipation as he stood at the foot of the bed, eyes full of a quiet intensity in that silence, as our breathing filled the room. He spoke, his voice low and serious. "I have something I want to ask you," he said, his tone softer and more sincere than usual. I felt my heart start to race as I met his gaze. "What is it?" I asked, feeling excitement build up inside me. Mark always kept me on my toes, but tonight felt different. More serious, like this was something more than just a simple request. He walked around the bed, sat beside me, and gently took my hand. His fingers warm and reassuring, his eyes held a mix of tenderness and excitement, as if he had been holding on to this thought for a while, waiting for the perfect moment. "Trust me," he whispered, his voice barely above a breath. "I want to try something new tonight." His tone was hesitant, testing the waters, and I felt a thrill at his words. This was different, new territory for us. Slowly I lay back and Mark settled himself near the edge of the bed as he positioned himself close to me. I noticed the way he looked at me, filled with both love and an intensity one hadn't seen in a long time. "I want to show you something," he murmured, his hand brushing softly along my skin, making me feel vulnerable yet safe. I closed my eyes and relaxed, letting myself fall into the moment. What happened next was something I hadn't expected. Mark leaned in closer, his hands gently resting on my shoulders, his warm breath sending shivers down my spine when he kissed me. It was delicate, almost like a whisper, a moment that felt intimate and deeply personal. My heart pounded in my chest, and I felt as though we were in our own little world, a beautiful space just for us. That kiss was so much more than physical. It was a connection that went deep into my heart. Looking down at Mark, I saw the affection in his eyes, and I realized that he truly saw me. It was as if he wanted to understand every part of me, to appreciate me. Beyond just the physical, that level of devotion made my heart swell with happiness. Mark had always been sweet and thoughtful, but tonight he showed a side of himself I hadn't seen before. It was as if he was discovering new layers of love, and I felt truly cherished as the night went on. Lying beside him, I realized this was something special, something that brought us closer in a way I hadn't anticipated. "How do you feel?" he asked after a few moments of silence. His eyes gentle, surprised, I admitted with a smile. But in a good way. That night opened a door to a new chapter in our marriage. We began to explore more, to talk about our desires, dreams, and even fears, building a deeper sense of trust from that night forward. Mark continued to surprise me. Our relationship grew richer, not just in the little moments, but in the openness and honesty we found. Together we became more comfortable, sharing everything, our fears, hopes, and even our fantasies. That vulnerability strengthened us, made us feel like partners in every sense. One evening after a long day, we lay in bed laughing about silly things, the simplicity of our relationship shining through. The next moment, Mark suggested something playful, and before I knew it, we were under Thebed, laughing like kids, as we shared an impromptu, intimate moment in that small space there, confined and surrounded by warmth. We connected deeply, the kind of connection that stays with you forever. Weeks later, I began to feel strange fatigue, a change in appetite, and finally, Realized I was pregnant when I told Marcus. Face lit up with joy. We had dreamed of starting a family, but the reality of it felt like a beautiful surprise. Months later, our twins, a boy and a girl, were born. Watching Mark hold them in his arms, I felt so grateful for everything we'd shared. Every laugh, every conversation, and every moment of vulnerability. Life with twins was chaotic but joyful. Every sleepless night and every giggle-filled morning reminded us of the love we'd built together. Our relationship had transformed, evolving from something wonderful to something extraordinary. We were not just husband and wife, now we were a family. Bound by love and commitment, years passed, and Mark continued to surprise me one evening as we lay in bed reminiscing about our past. I told him, "You always found a way to make me feel special." He smiled, pulling me close. "I always want to make you happy," he said softly. Our love grew layer upon layer, each discovery anew. Gift and sour journey continued. We built a life together filled with laughter, tears, and love that was strong and lasting. Our twins were the living proof of our bond, a reminder that love, when nurtured, can bring forth the most wonderful surprises. As I looked forward to our future, I knew that with Mark by my side, love would keep surprising us in beautiful, unexpected ways. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel.